that time again for Total Sport on Impact Business Radio 92.5FM, your daily sport on Icon Radio. Time to talk about all of the latest news going around in the scintillating and ever buzzing world of sport. You know, when it's Saturday like this, is always action packed, and today is no exception. From the National Basketball Association, Trae Young scored 32 points of his 38 points in the second half as the Hawks overcame a losing center, Clint Capella, to a victory in this one against the Cleveland Cavs, and they sealed the number 8 seed in the Eastern Conference. We'll talk about the National Basketball Association as well, other sports stories, and from the local scene, games to expect today in the Nigeria Professional Football League for Shooting Stars of Ibadan. They'll be at home to welcome Lobby Stars. Yeah, we'll talk about that game, plus what it means, how important that game is for Shooting Stars of Ibadan. Remember, from the foreign scene, we saw the Premier League clash between Liverpool and Manchester City. That's the top of the table clash, and today is another game featuring Liverpool and Man City, but this time is not Premier League. This one is going to be in the FA Cup semi-final as Liverpool hope to get the quadruple. Well, maybe that's an Herculean task for the Reds, but they know it starts from this evening's game against Manchester City. That game is coming down this. We'll talk about that game on the program this afternoon, and as well all that sporting stories. Ongoing right now is Tottenham against Brighton and Hove Albion, and it's goalless for Tottenham Hotspur. They have been in a very good form of late. Remember last week they pummeled Aston Villa by 4-0, and this time Brighton giving them a big run for their money. So we'll talk about the game and of course the race for the top 4 in the English Premier League. The race in the Scudetto for AC Milan and Inter Milan. Both teams won their own game yesterday. Inter Milan won against Spezia 2-1, while AC Milan got the better of Genoa 2-0. And games to expect today: Juventus play host to Bologna, Venezia up against Fiorentina, and Salernitana will be playing against Udinese. We're talking about all of these games on Total Sport this afternoon. Your daily sport on Icon Radio. This is the sport headquarters in Southwest Nigeria. I am Kenny Bamidele. I just let you know this show is not complete without you calling in and letting us know what you think as to some of the stories we have on the program. Let me read out the studio lines right now. You can put it down. So when the time is right, I will open the studio line 0916 104 7698, 0916 104 7698, or 0811 052 6487, 0811 052 6487. You can as well call 0902 280 9257, 0902 280 9257. Remember, you can as well watch this program live on Facebook. Go on to our Facebook handle, facebook.com/IBR925FM Ibadan. Facebook.com/IBR925FM Ibadan. You can as well follow us on Twitter at IBR925FM Ibadan. Same on Instagram at IBR925FM Ibadan. Total Sport on IBR92.5FM. Just the biggest and the best. Alright, I've got Mubarak right here with me. He called himself the Machala of Sport. Together we're doing justice to some of those stories we have in the world of sport. Good afternoon to you, Mubarak. How are you doing today?
Good afternoon, Kenny. I'm doing fine. It's nice to be here again to talk sports. It's nice to be here again to be on IBR 2.5 FM, where you get the total package of everything that is happening in the most exciting world of sports. Once again, it's nice to be here. It's a pleasure to be here again to talk sports again.
Yeah, it's nice to have you, Mubarak. Yeah, that's good. And as well, joining us on the program this afternoon is Tosin Joseph. Yeah, for the first time in a while, featuring on Saturday. It's good to have you, Tosin Joseph.
Good afternoon, Kenny. Good afternoon, our listeners at home. Absolutely, we're talking sports on radio, especially on the best radio TV, radio station.
Yes.
IBR. Good afternoon.
Yeah, so Tosin Joseph, what is happening to Everton Football Club right now?
I think luck is now on our side now, because I can't say that because we are playing very well now against Manchester United. Although we play very well, but luck was also on our side, and we had a 1-0 victory. Even though we fought for that victory, and I think that victory has catapulted us up the ladder, and we are 4 points adrift Burnley, who are 18th. So I think that's the way to go now. And our next game against Leicester will be a decider for us to push further on the log,
okay,
so that we can be afar off Burnley. And I think that will make us escape this delegation.
Yeah, imagine Everton fighting for relegation. That's something that you don't get to see every season. All right, let's move away from that right now and talk about the National Basketball Association. The games played this morning in the playing tournament. Alright, starting from the National Basketball Association this afternoon, Trae Young scored 32 of his 38 points in the second half as the Hawks overcame losing Clint Capella to a knee injury to beat the Cleveland Cavs 107 to 101 in the playing tournament. Played this morning and they end the Eastern Conference number 8 playoff seed. Young started slowly for the second straight game, but the All-Star with his chilly nickname for his ability to take over games with one of NBA deadliest shooting strokes heated when it mattered most. Young scored 16 in the third quarter to rally Hawks from a 10-point halftime deficit and added another 16 in the fourth to finish off the Cavs, whose inexperience showed throughout the second half. Bogdanovic added 19 points for the Hawks, which play number 1 seed Miami Heat in the fourth round of Game 1 tomorrow in South Florida. The Hawks, who made it to the conference finals a year ago, may have to go forward without Capella, the 6'10" center, after extended his right knee late in the first half and had to be helped from the floor and couldn't return. He will have an MRI exam in Miami today. Capella's loss forced all of the Hawks to step up, especially on the balls, but it was young Trae Young who made 10 of his 14 shots and of course keeping their season alive there. Laurie Markkanen scored 26 points and there was Garland 21 for the young Cavaliers, whose unexpected season fell just shy of a playoff berth. The Cavs hasn't been to the playoffs since 2018 and the Cavs have been the postseason without LeBron James on their roster since 1998. Yeah, that is the first time they would be in the postseason without LeBron James since 1998. And this is not a good one right now for Cleveland Cavs, a team that had a very good regular season, filled with young stars. Right now, they won't be in the playoff. This is something that, for the Cavs fans, for guys that celebrated LeBron when he was with them, not really a good one for them. Alright, another game played featured the LA Clippers and the New Orleans Pelicans, and a franchise player of the season, a first-year head coach, a 112-star. The New Orleans Pelicans overcame its all-storm batch to make the playoff. Brandon Ingram scored 30 points and Pelicans rallied from 13-point deficit in the fourth quarter to be depleted LA Clippers 105 to 101 in the play this morning. The New Orleans blew a 16-point lead in the first half, but didn't grab the lead for good until the game's 4 minutes. The Pelicans made the playoffs for the first time since 2017-2018 season, guided by Green, a former Clipper. They have been without Zion Williamson all season because of a foot injury, and CJ McCollum, the man they got, was in for Portland Trailblazers. He has scored 19 points, and Larry Nance Jr. had 14 points and 16 rebounds for New Orleans, which will play number 1 seed Phoenix in the first round of the Game 1 tomorrow. The Clippers were dealt a huge blow earlier in the day when Paul George entered the league's health and safety protocols. They had already been without Kawhi Leonard all season while he rehabbed an ACL injury. He was from the bench early in the game. Marcus Morris, Reggie Jackson each had 27 points for the Clippers, and the Pelicans shot 57% in the first half and were better on balls in the paint of the bench. They led by 16 in the second quarter, but before the Clippers scored their deficit to 56-46 at halftime. So it ended in favor of the New Orleans Pelicans. The game played this morning in the National Basketball Association. Atlanta Hawks will be up against Miami Heat, and of course for the New Orleans Pelicans, they'll be up against the Phoenix Suns. That is that from the play-in. All right, let me ask Tosin Joseph, this news concerning the National Basketball Association. I know, you support, you're a big fan of the Lakers in the NBA. I just want to ask you this question, and I want you to be like very straight with it because of our time. Now, which team do you think, I'm going to list five teams right now. You just pick one you think can win the title this season. Milwaukee Bucks, led by Giannis Antetokounmpo. There is Miami Heat, led by Jimmy Butler. There is also Golden State Warriors in the playoff. Maybe Steph won't start the playoff with them because of injury. There is, a host of other teams. The Heat having a very good season too. Philadelphia 76ers are in the conversation. Denver Nuggets also not left out. Which of these teams would you pick? Yeah, for the NBA championship. Yeah,
Yeah, I think I would love Phoenix Suns to.
Phoenix Suns. You want them to win it?
Yes, because they were the runners-up last season.
Yes.
With Milwaukee Bucks.
Yeah.
Of Antetokounmpo.
Yeah, in the final.
In the finals, and I saw they were so ruthless before getting to the finals. Yeah, they had no specific player which you can actually point out that player is a very big player or well-known player. But they have the synergy.
Big players.
They have the synergy, and they have the cohesion. And I believe when you are cohesive enough, you can actually beat your opponents, and that was what they did last season. And when they met Milwaukee Bucks, even though I thought they were going to win easily, because prior to that game, I think Antetokounmpo had a very serious injury, which I thought maybe could take him about 3 to 4 months before he could come back.
Yes.
But all of a sudden, Antetokounmpo came back suddenly, and he was instrumental to them winning against Phoenix Suns. And the Phoenix Suns, they've started well this season as well. They were the first to get to the playoffs. And I believe with that, I think they are well determined this season, and they are more favored from my side for them to win.
Okay, you are supporting the Phoenix Suns to go on and win the championship. Remember, they were in the finals last time out against Milwaukee Bucks. It was indeed a tough one. They led 2-0, but lost at the end of the day. It was the Bucks who won that one. All right, Tosin Joseph going for Phoenix Suns. For those listening, I like to pick us when the time is right. Just let me know which team you fancy to win the NBA championship this season. Remember, we are in the playoff right now. There's Bucks, there's the Heat, there's the Golden State Warriors, the Denver Nuggets, and a host of other teams. Mubarak, do you have any team in mind to win the NBA championship this season?
I should go for the Phoenix Suns. Like, you're my.
You guys really going for Phoenix Suns? Is it because of Chris Paul and Devin Booker?
Yeah. They have players that are doing so well for them in the last few couple of games. So my take is also going for. I'm also opting for Phoenix Suns.
All right, Phoenix Suns getting the support right here in the live studios of Ibr92.5FM. All right, let's move away from the NBA and talk about Formula One on the program this afternoon. Alright, now talking about this Formula One story, George Russell had Mercedes' strong result in the Australian Grand Prix, but he knows they must keep pushing if this is to be the start for something for the new season. They need to keep pushing. 24-year-old finished third in Melbourne with his teammate Lewis Hamilton just behind him in fourth place, securing 27 points for Mercedes to move them up to second in the Constructors' Championship. Russell Hall of 15 points helped put him in second in the driver's standings after 3 races too, while he admitted it was unexpected after the difficulties the team had experienced in Bahrain and Saudi Arabia. The British racer hopes there is more to come. Alright, Mubarak, let's look at F1 right now, and this is George Russell of the Mercedes, saying they need to keep pushing. They are having a very slow start to the season, and it's unlike the Mercedes. Lewis Hamilton also not having it rosy, coming from the back of that controversial end to the race last time out when Max Verstappen won it, and he just wasn't happy with that decision to allow Max Verstappen to race ahead and get the championship. But what do you think about the chances of Mercedes coming from behind right now to win the championship this season? Do you think they have what it takes, and are you impressed with George Russell so far?
Of course, I think they have what it takes to win the championship at the end of the season. But when you look at the Mercedes, where they are always performing for the past couple of years, but they have a slow start to the campaign this time around. But I think they are still going to bounce back with number one right now, Lewis Hamilton. There's nothing, although he's having a slow start right now, but at least there's nothing that cannot happen in the world of Formula One, especially when we talk about the Mercedes.
All right, sounding so confident that they can bounce back. Yeah, it sounded so confident that they can bounce back. And let's see if they will really bounce back. I think by December we'll know if the Mercedes are serious about winning the championship this year. All right, for Lewis Hamilton, for the fans of Lewis Hamilton, this is not a time to remember. Let's move away from that right now and talk about some local stories. Come down home and talk about the Nigeria Professional Football League. Alright, talking about the Nigeria Professional Football League games to expect today, Enugu Rangers will be hoping to bounce back from their disappointing 2-1 loss to Enyimba in the Oriental Derby in the March Day 22 fixture in Aba, but we face a stern test against visiting Sunshine Stars. The Akure Gunners are coming off the back of a 1-0 win over Abia Warriors last Sunday and will fancy their chances of earning at least a point at the Aqua Stadium. However, Rangers coach Abdul Maikaba and midfielder Kenneth Chukwu Ag will be hoping to make the trip from less memorable of the visitors as they are hoping to get the maximum points to sustain the race for the league title. Tosin Joseph, let's talk about Enugu Rangers right now. Coming from the back of that loss to Enyimba, and after that defeat to Enyimba, it means they've lost twice to Enyimba this season. Now, looking at them and their chances of pushing Rivers United and Plateau United for the title, you think this game against Sunshine Stars, you think they can actually pull that victory against Sunshine Stars today?
I think their form has been erratic this season. They've not been stable when it comes to playing the game and when it comes to results. They lost to Enyimba, even though I thought they could have had a draw because Enyimba has not been so that good this season. I think from the start of the season, Enyimba has had a very slow start, and up till now they are yet to get to the required lane where we actually know Enyimba. But as for Rangers, I think they need this match against Sunshine. Sunshine actually lost their coach to Aqua United, their tactician, who is very, very good. And I think they've had another coach again, and that would make them not to be on a stable side, and for Rangers to take the advantage. And for them this season, this match, I think they should be able to win, take the 3 points. That will push them up the ladder, and that will make them one of the contenders for the title.
Okay, that will push them off the ladder, and let's see if they can really get that victory. All right, for Shooting Stars against Lobby Stars today, Shooting Stars, their performance have not been impressive since the start of the second stanza, and the fans not really happy. And they played a goalless draw at home, and they also maybe going away against Aqua United, they lost expectedly. Now, Lobby Stars, they are playing against Lobby Stars today at home. And the distance, the margin between Lobby Stars and Shooting Stars, just 4 points separating these two teams. Don't you think that 3SC have to get that victory right now? Because a victory for Lobby Stars means they are edging closer, they are closing the gap between them and Shooting Stars. How important is victory today for Shooting Stars against Lobby?
It is very, very important for Shooting Stars to win this game, especially because they are playing at home. I think even though they are up on top of Lobby Stars, they are 12th on the log, and Lobby is 17th. Apart from that, I think their last 5-6 games, Shooting Stars have only won once. That shows that they've not been having it good with Lobby Stars. And the last time they played in the first stanza of this season, I think they were winning 1-0. All of a sudden, in the last 10 minutes of the game, Lobby came back and they won 2-1. And I was saying the last 4 or 5 games Shooting Stars have played, they've not been so that good. And I think this will be a redeemer for them to redeem their image for the fans. The last game they played themselves with Gombe United. The fans were so furious. They were not happy at all, and they were calling for the sack of the coach. And I think the board had a very brief meeting, sudden meeting for them to know the way to go, and they retained the coach. That shows they still have the confidence in Agoye to lead them this season. But what the fans want now is for them to have the result. And against Lobby Stars, it will be very difficult for them to have the result, because the way they are playing, Shooting Stars have not been creating enough chance for them to score goals. And that has been their problem for a long time. If you go to Adama Simba now today, if you watch them, if what they've been playing before is what they will play today, you'll be fed up of their style of play. They hardly create chance. They hardly score goals, even though they are spending the money, even though they are having enough players, they are having the materials, but they don't have the tactician to actually show them the way to win games. And if you don't know the way to win games, to score goals, then definitely you can't win matches. And that's the problem they're having.
All right, now looking at their rank right now, they are 12th on the log.
Yeah.
They have won just 7 games in 21 games played so far. They have drawn 6 and lost 9. That is 27 points, and today they'll play their next game. But now the points they have amassed from playing at home is 23 points in 11. You know, so that means most of the points expectedly come from home games. So they have amassed 23 points from 11 games, while points away from home just 4 in 11 games played. Don't you think they need to work on going away from home? Because I was checking away form of both Rivers United and Place United. Rivers United have amassed 18 points from
away
away.
from
Yes,
from
I stand corrected.
That shows their seriousness.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Don't you think this is one aspect that 3SC need to really work on?
My brother, what 3SC need to do this season is for them to stay in that league, that Premier League. And if you want to stay in that Premier League, you need to win all your own games. And if you cannot win all your own games, definitely that means you're not serious enough. You can just leave the points that they were amassed away from home. Let's leave that one. If you are winning the league, that means you must win away from home. But 3SC is trying to stay in that league for them not to be relegated. And if you don't want to be relegated, you need to win all your games at home. And this season they've had about 4 to 5 draws at home. That shows that they are not serious at all. That shows that something is happening with that team which they need to change. If they need to change their coach, let them change him. If they need to change those players, let them do so.
Now, looking at everything, looking at how result has unfolded for Shooting Stars, do you think the coach is the problem right now for them?
Presently, there's nothing in football. When you are not getting the results, even if the players are not doing good, all come to the table of the coach. And that is where the coach needs to come out and tell them what is really happening.
Now, during the break, I saw the news that some players were freed.
Okay.
That time. Now, probably, don't you think this is one news that kind of affected the progress of the team? Freeing some players that I saw some guys complaining that this player should have been freed. He was doing well for Shooting Stars and all of that. What do you think as to that news? Don't you think that is what is affecting them right now?
Before a decision will be taken, definitely you need to consult the coach. You can't just free a player without consulting the coach.
So the coach must have been aware
if they should free a player or not. And if the board already they've done their own part, they've gone to the market, they've amassed enough players for the coach, and it's now left for the coach to do his own part, and he has failed to do it. When you are not good enough to be a Premier League coach, definitely you need to be changed, and that's their own verdict. You can't compare Goye with this guy that resigned from Aqua. What's his name? The statistician. No, not Benga. Boboye, Kenel Boboye. Gambo was the winner of the league last season.
Yeah.
And we saw what he did when he came to Ibadan. You saw their style of play. We saw how they were playing their games.
Okay.
In fact, when I was in stadium on that day, some people were comparing Aqua with Man City and comparing 3SC with Newcastle. It's as if we are playing Man City and Newcastle that day. Interesting. Yeah. So that shows how beautiful their game was on that day. Okay. And if you can actually have the services of such a coach, definitely your team will improve.
Okay, now I really want us to talk about this local football today, because this is our own league. We have to really talk about most especially Shooting Stars, our own team here in Ibadan. And let me come to Mubarak. Let me ask you, who is the fault for 3SC problem? Who will you blame for the problem they are actually facing right now?
I think, like you rightly said, if a team is performing so well, we are going to give kudos to the coach. But if the team is not performing so well, you are supposed to judge the coach for the poor performances of the team. So I think Eddie Tolumide Agoye, the coach of the 3SC team yeah, of Oyo State and of Ibadan, the Oli Warriors should be blamed for the poor performances. Because when you look at the past 3 games, they lost to Aqua United expectedly, like you said, and they also lost to Katsi. They also lost to they drew against Gombe United,
Yeah.
and they lost to Nasarawa
That's
United.
United.
So they have won just 2 games in the last 6 matches. So that's so poor for
Now,
for
the last 3 games for Shooting Stars, they are winless in the last 3 games.
Yeah.
Lost, drawn, lost again. I think the draw came against Gombe United,
United.
and they lost against Aqua United. That was the recent game they played. Okay, what will you call a best finish for them? Which position do you think will be the best finish for Shooting Stars of Ibadan this season?
This season, I think the best finish they will have, if they do the right thing, I think they will be in the 10th position.
10th position.
10th position.
Right
yeah.
now they are 12th.
If
Close.
right now they are 12. For you to know what the end will be, look at the games they will play at home, and look at the games they will play away from home, and look at the point they will amass from home if they are serious enough, and don't look at the point they will amass away from home, because that one is quite impossible for them right now.
Yeah.
At home, what are the points that they will amass for them to escape relegation? Those are the things we should be looking at now.
Taking a look at the next 5 games, today they'll be up against Lobby Stars at home. Next game against Katsina United away from home. After Katsina United, Iyimba away from home.
Away from home.
Yeah, and Sunshine Stars
At home.
Away from at home against Iyimba. Yeah.
Yeah.
At home against Iyimba. Then Sunshine Stars away from home. Then they will play against Niger Tornadoes. Now these tough fixtures for Shooting Stars.
If they fail to do the needful, Shooting Stars might meet themselves in something position. Yeah. Because for them to beat Iyimba here at home would be very difficult for them. And for them to go away from home,
Iyimba struggling.
That doesn't matter. Iyimba can come up at any moment. That is Iyimba for you. This season, I still expect Iyimba to grab one of the tickets for the continental assignment. But if they fail to do that, you can't expect Iyimba to be in the 9th, 10th, or 7th position. Definitely, they will be from 5 upward. And if they are coming to Ibadan, they are aimed for coming to Ibadan for them to have a draw or have a win. And these Shooting Stars we are looking at, they are not serious enough for them to stick out your neck for them to beat Iyimba. Okay. So I can't actually say they will have 9 points from that 5 matches. But for me, I think 4 points is enough.
All right, let's talk about Shooting Stars. The phone lines are officially open right now. You can call in 0916-104-7698, 0916-104-7698, or 0811-052-6487, 0811-052-6487. You can as well call 0902-280-9257, 0902-280-9257. Calling right now. Let's talk about the chances of 3SC finishing in the top half, and what is the way forward for that football team. Alright, now let's take a look at other games to expect in the MPFL today. For Abia Warriors, they'll be at home to welcome Niger Tornadoes. Yeah, Abia Warriors against Niger Tornadoes. And I want to check the standings and see where Abia Warriors are in right now. For Abia Warriors, for Niger Tornadoes are currently 14th on the log, and Abia Warriors, well, not doing too badly. I think they're actually ahead of Niger Tornadoes here. Actually below Niger Tornadoes, they're on 15th with 25 points, which means a victory for both teams right now very important. And here is why I want us to talk about this game, Tosin Joseph. Now, a victory for Niger Tornadoes will take them above Shooting Stars, and a victory for Abia Warriors again will take them above Shooting Stars. And gradually they are dropping. That's if they fail to beat Lobby Stars today.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think about these two teams, Abia Warriors against Niger Tornadoes?
Yeah. You see, I think someone must win today, and someone must get above Shooting Stars today if she has faced to win today. And for me, I won't give Shooting Stars. It is 50-50 for Shooting Stars today for them to win. Because if you watch them very well, you know that you can actually put your money on Shooting Stars to win today. And for Niger Tornadoes and Abia Warriors, I believe it's a make or mark for them to win. Someone must win, must amass the 3 points, because they too are looking at escaping relegation. So automatically you need to win every possible point that comes your way.
Yeah, you need to win every possible point that comes your way. All right, let me call it the toughest for the weekend is Rivers United against Eyimba. That game is tomorrow. Still maybe a little bit of question mark for that one, but let's leave that one. Look at MFM against Plateau United. That game is tomorrow. Plateau United playing at home against MFM. And MFM keeping tracks with Rivers United. It's getting interesting on top of the log. Both teams can go away and even grab maximum points away from home. Exactly. So now MFM right now are currently as 18th on the log, and they were 20th before. Now they moved to 18th. They are gradually getting the form back. The last 3 games they have won 2, which means the mojo is back now for MFM. Exactly. Now they are playing against Plateau United, who will be at home. It seems that if they win this game, they'll go a point behind Rivers United. Okay. Now, what do you see in this encounter?
Yeah, you see, Plateau, they were nowhere to be found at the beginning of the season. All of a sudden, when the Lechuku had his mojo back, I think the guy shows me that if you have the required material and you have the support of the board, definitely you do well. When Lechuku was in MFM, we saw what he did. He gave them ticket for the Champions League. He went to Atlant. He had no money, but he tried his best. Coming to Plateau United, I think he has done very well. With the money, the last time he went to Imba where he got a point, most of the friends in Imba told him that he should come back to Imba for them to have him as their tactician, and he's now in Plateau doing very well. Look at the last game he played against Kwara United, going to Kwara to pick a point. That shows how serious Lechuku is with Plateau United, and for him against against MFM, there is nothing that cannot happen in football. If 1 + 1 might not be 2 in football, it might be 11. But for me and what is on board, what is on paper, I think Plateau will actually get the 3 points today.
Okay, you think Plateau United will get maximum point today? That's one thing sure for Tosin Joseph. All right, Wiki Tourist against Kwara United. Mubarak, let's take a look at this game. Wiki Tourist against Kwara United. For Kwara United, all they want is to secure that continental place. They are currently as 5th on the log with 35 points. And of course, for Wiki Tourist, they are 10th on the log with 30 points. Now, what is your prediction for this game? Okay, let's pick this call first and see who we have on the line. Hello, good afternoon.
Oh, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon to you. What is your name and where are you calling from?
Thank you. I'm Baba Faldo from the Kwapa.
Welcome to Do the Sport this afternoon.
Yes, I've been listening to you since a long time. Yes, either Sport Marshal or Mr. Sport, so and so forth. I didn't listen to you. You always had a good analysis. Now, I want to talk about shooting. A coach is not a magician. Yes, winning football depends on mentality and luck. And when you say luck, you have to work for that luck. Luck has not come to you. Nigeria Eagles lost that match. Yes, because they are direct the Ghanaians. Maybe because they are playing draw. Because they went to say, so that's what we got for us. And don't forget that this day, they're talking all over advantages again. Yes, remember football players, they don't have some advantages. They can go to us and beat you. It's possible. So thank you very much. I'm still listening to you. I'm enjoying you. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much for that submission there. Okay, that's a passionate, a fan here. Tosin Joseph, what do you think?
On Shooting Stars?
Yeah, Shooting Stars.
Yeah, I think the man has, he said he always listens to us, Sport Marshal and everybody here. He's still listening to us. I think against Shooting Stars, we've said this all, that if they had to win this season or for them to escape relegation, they need to do the needful, because they are not getting the result, but they are spending the money. They can't actually go back to the governor now for them to ask for more money. He has supported them enough, and he's actually hoping for them to get the results. And if you cannot get the results now, that means you should do what the fans are expecting you to do as a board, which I will not tell them, but they know.
Which you will not tell them, but they know.
Yeah.
How are you sure that they know about this?
I think the fans actually showed them the way to go.
Okay.
The fans told them the last time they were in the stadium that
All right.
sack this man and give us a good tactician.
No, there was a time that they wanted to sack him. They gave him 3-game ultimatum,
Yeah.
but he bounced back. He, today he recorded some positive results.
Yeah.
Don't you think he flat out to deceive at that point in time?
I think so. I think so.
Okay, so looking at the standings right now in the NPFL, on top is Rivers United with 49 points. Second is Plate United with 45 points. And there is Enugu Rangers who are third with 37 points. Remo Stars, one team that started with their initial gra-gra, are currently fourth. But actually, they did so well. Don't you
And
think?
they're still doing well.
Yeah, they're still doing. Don't you think? At the start of the season,
Yeah.
I saw different narratives saying Remo Stars can win the title. They've got what it takes to win.
Yeah.
No, of course they had a very good start.
Exactly.
But right now they are fourth rather. Now, Kwara United behind them with just a point separating them, so they've got to be careful there.
Yeah, you see, they did something at the beginning of the season when they were coming to the Premier League, which 3SC failed to do. The coach that actually brought them to the Premier League, they sent him to Portugal to learn more. And they brought a good tactician, a veteran, when it comes to coaching in Nigerian Premier League, and that is Bingo Gumbote. And it started very well. It was winning away from home. In fact, for the first 10 matches, they failed to lose. And you see, this is Nigerian Premier League. There's no way you have an unbeaten run. Definitely you lose at some times. And they are still doing very well. They are fourth on the log, and they had a draw away from home. They picked a point away from home the last time they went to Atlant. That shows that these guys are still at the circle of actually picking a continental ticket, even winning the league, and there is nothing that cannot happen. Remo Stars can do the unthinkable, which a lot of people think they may not be able to do. But presently, I think they are still on the right track, and I believe Bingo Gote can still do what he did in Sunshine Stars.
All right, looking at the standings, 6th is Sunshine Stars with 32 points. Kwara United are 5th with 35 points. Ibr 7th with 32 points. Aqua United, defending champions, with 32 points in 8th position. Gombe United 9th with 31 points. Wiki Tourists are placed 10th right now, and they've got 30 points. For Nasarawa United, one team, you call them the spoilers, the Wolverhampton Wanderers of the MPFL, are 11th with 28 points. And Shooting Stars are very own Shooting Stars of Ibadan, 12th with 27 points. And Kano Pillars are 13th with 26 points. Niger Tornadoes 26.2 on 14th. There is Abia Warriors 15th with 25 points. There is also Dakada 16th with 24 points. And the last four teams, Lobby Stars are 17th with 23 points, and MFM 18th with 23 points. Katina and Hatland 19th and 20th respectively have got 21 points here. That's how it looks like in the MPFL log, and that's all we can take from the Nigeria Professional Football League. Let's move away from MPFL and talk about this news. Before we go foreign, Nigeria legend Daniel Amokachi says the glory days of Super Eagles will not return unless major defect in the country's football system is overhauled. Amokachi, who scored 13 goals in 44 appearances for Nigeria, has had 4 stints as Eagles assistant coach with Stephen Keshi from 2011 to 2015, as well as former Eagles coaches Augustine Guavon 2005 to 2007, late Shaibu Amodu from 2008 to 2010, and Las Agabak 2010 World Cup. That man did not return to Nigeria after the World Cup.
Exactly.
Alright, so Mubarak, what do you think as to this statement saying there are some changes that need to be made in Nigerian football if we want to return to the top of world football?
Of course, he's right for what he said. Because when you look at the coaching crew of the Super Eagles of Nigeria, they are not confident enough for the job. Because when you look at what they did in the last game against the Black Stars of Ghana, when they started the last game for a certain Austin Eguavoin, you look at that erratic performance against the Black Stars of Ghana. Then you look at the calling on of the players. When you look at the goalkeeping department, we are, for crying out loud, we have a goalkeeper trainer in the Super Eagles. But when you look at the goalkeeping options for the Super Eagles for the past couple of years, after a certain Vincent Iyama retired from the national team, we haven't had a decent goalkeeper since then. So a lot is still yet to be done. A lot is still has to be done for the Super Eagles in terms of the coaching crew and the technical department.
All right, Nigeria Golden Eaglet have been drawn in Group A of the WAFU Zone B under-17 tournament alongside host Ghana and Togo. This is Nigeria-Ghana again for the WAFU Zone B. Revenge mission?
Yeah, this is home-based Eagles.
Yeah.
And I think it depends on how good your home-based players are in your various leagues.
Yeah.
And if you have a good coach as well, because I heard they are still bringing back this man, this old war horse. And
Under 17,
no,
Ugadi.
the Wafu
Okay, Wafu Zone B.
Zone B. Yeah, they're still bringing this man, Salisu Yusuf. And I think, although the
Yeah,
guy
he's the head coach for the Super Eagles Team B.
Team B, yeah, and I think the guy has done very well. The last time he took us to the Chan Nations Cup, but I still believe
Salisu Yusuf seems to be very lucky.
He's very lucky.
Getting-
The last time he was banned, when he came back, Raw told NFF that he should bring him back. That he loves him staying beside him more than any other coach. That shows the guy has some technical ability that he actually gives to Janot Raw.
Okay.
And I believe that was what actually made him to come back. And for him to take them now to Wafu Zone B, I believe he has something to give us.
Okay, let's see if he's got something to offer us there. All right, talking about the build-up preparation for the African Cup of Nations qualifiers, the Nigerian Football Federation and Ecuador Football Federation yesterday confirmed both teams will play in a friendly match, and that will be on June 2nd. That will be on Thursday. What do you think as to this friendly game? Remember, before this one, we'll play against Mexico, then Ecuador. This are not grade A friendlies.
Yeah, you see, I'm not even so that interested when it comes Super Eagles because
I remember I had a discussion with you last week,
yeah.
and you said anything Super Eagles you don't want to talk about it right now. You're not happy that they are not going to the World Cup.
Exactly. This is a World Cup year, and you can't imagine that your country is not there. And I think those countries who are going to play, I think one is not going to the World Cup. Ecuador is not going. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're going to the World Cup.
No, Ecuador will go to the World Cup.
They're in the World Cup.
Sure.
Then there is nothing bad in it. I think firstly we need to get our own right now. We need to get a good coach, a good tactician for the Super Eagles, and from there I think we can move up front. We can move up, and I think by June we'll be starting the qualifiers for the African Cup of Nations, and from there with grade A friendly like this, I think we'll put ourselves in shape back. But I still don't actually want to talk much about Super Eagles because of.
All right, for Nigeria, they'll play without guys like Samuel Chukwueze, Kelechi Iheanacho, Wilfred Ndidi, and Ademola Lookman in the friendly game. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have been confirmed to play against the Eritrea of Mexico in an international friendly on the 28th of May. That's this year. Samuel Chukwueze, Kelechi Iheanacho, and others will not be available for that game because of a strange scheduling issue. Nigeria's game against Mexico will clash with 67th Champions League final and set to be played at Stade de France, which could mean Super Eagles have to play without their stars. Samuel Chukwueze's Villarreal are already in the semi-finals of the competition, one step away from the final, with only Liverpool standing in their way. Now, in the absence of all of these guys, Mubarak, without Ademola Lookman, Wilfred Ndidi, Samuel Chukwueze, do you think we are really going to struggle? We'll struggle against these teams in the friendly games. After all, it's just friendly, not a competitive encounter.
Since it's a friendly match, I don't think we are going to find it difficult. I think we should be able to win one of those two games, because against the Mexico side and Ecuador, they aren't a grade A team for me. I don't think they are one of the top teams in international European football. So for me, I think without those players, we still have a lot of options right there, and they can even choose from different. They can even call up new players right there, because we still have a certain Tyrone Murphy doing so well at his own club side. So I think we still have more options, and we still have other options in the fourth line and in the other departments.
All right, let's move away from the local scene right now and talk about some foreign stories in the world of sport. The English Premier League right now ongoing is Tottenham Hotspur against Brighton Hove Albion. That game is still goalless. And in the English FA Cup, Liverpool against Manchester City. Let's talk foreign football. Total Sport on Ibr92.5 FM. Alright, ongoing right now with the English Premier League is Tottenham against Brighton and Hove Albion, and it's 59-minute goal in that one, goalless in that one. In goal for Tottenham is Lloris, three-man defense. There is Davies, Eric Dier, Romero, a four-man in the middle of the park, Emerson, Betancourt, Oibach, Reguilon, and for Kulusevski, Harry Kane, and Son up front for Tottenham Hotspur. For Brighton, a Sanchez in goal, three-man Kukureya, there is Duncan Vetman, Lamptey, Gross, Bissouma, Calcedo, and Trossard make up the five-man in the middle, and behind McAllister up front is Nwepu. That is how it is looking right now. Tosin Joseph, the race for the top four is hotting up, and Arsenal fans will be happy with this result. If possible, Brighton and Hove Albion should beat Tottenham. That is what Arsenal fans want right now, because Tottenham are fourth with 58 points, and Arsenal are fifth with 54 points. Arsenal play against Southampton this afternoon, 3 p.m. Now, what do you think about this game and the race for top four?
This particular game they're playing is a must-win for Tottenham. You know, there was some time Tottenham actually had about 4 games. They lost about 4 games, which I thought they couldn't have to actually manage to get to the top 4 anymore. All of a sudden, they made themselves in the top 4 again, even above Arsenal. Arsenal lost their last 2 games. That shows that they are on seriousness, and they are aiming for the top 4. But I think this man Conte has done some assignment with Tottenham, which actually made them to go back to that top 4. And I believe if they can actually get a draw from this game, just a draw, even if they cannot win this game, I think they are still in that range of getting the top 4, even above Arsenal. Because Arsenal against Southampton, there is no assurance that Arsenal will actually get the 3 points today.
Alright, you can call in right now. Let's talk about the game between Liverpool and Man City again, the FA Cup semi-finals. 0916-104-7698, 0916-104-7698, or 0811-0526-487, 0811-0526-487. You can as well call 0902-280-9257, 0902-280-9257. Liverpool against Man City this afternoon. What do you think about that game? The chances of the Reds winning. City will be without Kevin De Bruyne and Kyle Walker. How will they cope? Alright, Mubarak, Liverpool against Man City in the FA Cup semi-final. What is your crystal ball telling you?
I don't think I'm here with my crystal ball. When you look at the last game, it's any game involving a clash between Pep Salah, Guardiola, and Jurgen Klopp is always going to be a feisty match right there. Because when you look at the last game, it was a 2-odd goal right there. So I think today is it depends on who needs it more, who needs to win a domestic cup more right now. So you look at both teams are in the semi-finals of the UEFA Champions League. Like they are still, both teams are still vying. They are still competing to win the English Premier League, and both teams are still competing to win the domestic league. So
and even the Champions League too, they are still there.
So 3 competitions right there. It's a chance for one of those managers to win a treble. So, but tonight with the loss of Kai Walker and the creative man at the center of the pitch, Kelvin De Bruyne, I think it's going to affect Manchester City a whole lot. But I think there are still other options to play the attacking midfield for them. But I think it's going to affect them, especially the loss of Kai Walker. Because when you look at the pace of Ezate Musala and Sadio Mane facing and coming directly at the other wingers, except from other wing backs, except from Kai Walker, I think it's going to they are going to consider it's going to affect them. So
alright, it's going to affect them. Tosin Joseph, what is your own prediction for the game? Liverpool against Man City.
It will be pretty much difficult for me to predict. Even though I think with the absence of Kevin De Bruyne, Phil Foden, and Kyle Walker, it will affect them a little bit. Even though without them, Man City has been doing well, because you can't actually predict their first 11 at times. At times when Phil Foden and Kevin De Bruyne they are being benched, you see them going ruthless with their games and winning games. But against a certain Liverpool, who are very, very good, they have a very fast attack, and most of the attackers are in top form now, and they are injury free. You have a certain Luis Diaz, you have a certain Firmino who scored twice. The last game they played against Benfica, you have a certain Salah, Mo Salah, Mane, and there is this man from Portugal who is very, very good, Diogo Jota. That shows how ruthless their front 5-6 are very hard. So I still believe they have a slight edge over Manchester City, even though you can't actually predict Pep Guardiola. he can do and undo. He comes with any style or any formation when it's which suits a certain match. So I can actually say this is the thing that will win. But I see my crystal ball, as my guy just said, that he's not with his crystal ball. We'll still go with Liverpool because they have a slight edge over Man City.
All right, going with Liverpool because they have a slight edge over Manchester City. All right, let us know what you think on the program this afternoon. Call in 0916-104-7698 or 081105-26487. For those asking when will United play, United will play this afternoon against Norwich City. That game is 3 p.m. And Southampton at the St. Mary's will be up against Arsenal Football Club. Watford at home at Vicarage Road will play against Brentford. All right, looking at the German Bundesliga, for Augsburg against Hertha Berlin, that game is 2:30. There's also Borussia Dortmund against Wolfsburg at the Signal Iduna Park. Freiburg will be up against Bochum. Mainz 05 against Stuttgart, and Borussia Mönchengladbach we also play host to Cologne there. In the Italian Serie A, 3 games. The first game has been played. Cagliari defeated Sassuolo 1-0, and ongoing right now with Salernitana defeating Sampdoria 2-0. Big one for Salernitana there. Udinese at home leading Empoli by a goal to nil. Games to expect 3:30 is Fiorentina against Venezia, Juventus against Bologna, and Lazio against Torino. All right, Tosin Joseph, the race for the Scudetto is also hotting up. You know, looking at how Inter Milan played yesterday, and of course AC Milan both teams recorded victories in their various encounters. AC Milan on top is 71 points. Inter Milan with a game in hand have 69 points. What do you think about the race for the Scudetto?
Yeah, as for me, I want AC Milan to win the Scudetto this season because it's been a long time since they won the Scudetto, and I believe they've actually had it very good this season, and they are top of the log. Even though Napoli was the one that actually did the early gragra, as you always say, but I still believe AC Milan have what it takes to win the league. But Inter Milan, with what they did last season, where they won the league, and that form, they brought the form to this season, and they are still in the range of actually winning it. It will be a tough one between both of them. Even Napoli is right behind them, running to catch up with them. But I still believe between AC and Inter, we'll have a winner, but I'll still go with AC Milan.
Okay, you still think AC Milan will win it? Mubarak, what do you think as to that one? Quickly.
I'm going for Inter Milan. I'm going for Inter Milan.
Okay, Inter Milan. Well, nobody's talking about Napoli because they are the butlers there. Okay, let's move away from that now and take a look at fixtures of games to expect in Spain. Elche right now. Elche against Mallorca is Elche leading 1-0 at halftime. Alaves will be up against Rayo Vallecano. Valencia against Osasuna. Getafe against Villarreal. Those are the games to expect in Italy. In the French Ligue 1, it's Saint-Etienne against Brest. That game is 4 p.m. and Lille against Lens. That game is 8 p.m. Nigerian time. Okay, that's all we can take on Total Sport on IBR92.5 FM. Thank you very much for coming, Tosin Joseph.
Thank you very much, Kenny.
Thank you very much, the Matter of Sport, for coming.
Thank you. Thanks for having me, Kenny.
All right, it's a wrap on Total Sport on IBR92.5 FM, the Saturday edition of the program. Join us on Monday, 7:30 a.m. for AM Sport, your breakfast sport on radio. We'll take a microscopic look into the games played over the weekend, and as well some interesting facts from those games, most especially the game between Liverpool and Man City are coming down this evening. The FA Cup semi-final. 305 is Total Sport comprehensive sport package. We pick to pieces those cogent stories too. You don't want to miss it on Monday. Make sure you join us. It's a wrap on Total Sport Saturday edition. Big ups to my studio manager DJ Scotty, and as well one man that ensured we are live on Facebook, bro Olushola Jao, for making it happen. It's a wrap on Total Sport this afternoon. I am Kenny Bamidele signing out.